it's Steph. Thanks for clicking. This is my 6th update for Throwback 30. This is the Fantastic Ladies project that was created by Jessica based on other Fantastic Ladies projects. There are 30 projects voted into this project, so it's kind of a chance to be able to try projects that existed before you started panning, or projects where you didn't get through all the prompts that you wanted to, or projects that you were really interested in, but you just didn't have the capacity to do as many as you would have liked. At the last update, I still had 22 projects left in this project, and of the 22 items that go with those 22 projects, I used 19 of them, so we're gonna see how many of them I managed to make go on. 50 Shades of Black is this year's 50 Shades project. That is my dog playing with a plastic bag that you're hearing. He's having a great time. But my black thing that I brought into this project is the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner, and this is the shade Intense Black. It is your black liquid liner. It's a deluxe size. My goal is to finish this. I used it 3 times in the last month, giving me a total of 30 uses, so I kind of slowed down on this. It still makes thin lines really well, but whenever I do a wing and try to fill it in, it leaves patchy spots in the middle. So I am thinking that this is going to be running out soon, but it is still working well enough for me to keep using it, and it's still pointy. So we'll see how much longer it lasts, but it is still in the project for now. Next is 50 Shades of Green, which is for green things, and I picked a green shampoo. This is the Nature Lab Repair Shampoo, and I don't know if you can tell, but last month we went from the bottom of the word Nature Lab, and now we're underneath the word Tokyo. I used it 9 times. I am trying to finish this. It is still going. It lives in my shower. This is the shampoo that I use most of the time whenever I'm not conditioning my hair. I have a conditioner in this project as well that goes with a different shampoo, so I use the matching shampoo and conditioner together, and on days when I'm not conditioning, I use this one. So I do think I will finish this, and we'll see how many more months that takes. I'm slightly from the future, which is why you're seeing so much behind me, but I realized that I skipped something. 50 Shades of Pink is for panning pink items. I picked an eyeshadow. This is my Coastal Scents Stylized Duo. There's only one eyeshadow in here anymore. I previously had 16 uses on that shadow. I've used it twice more for 18, and I am trying to finish it. I'm getting really close. I think it might be repressed the next time you see this. It is getting difficult to get my brush around those corners, so it is probably going to look different next time you see it, and hopefully I will finish it by the end of the project. Next is 50 Shades of Purple, so a purple item. This is a purple nail polish. I don't know what brand this is. It came with a set that I got years ago, and the brand name was on the outer packaging, and that was thrown away over a decade ago. I don't know how long ago. This was the last nail polish of the set, and it was my oldest nail polish, and I'm saying was because it's gone now. I previously had used it 3 times in this project. It is on my nails today, and in order to finish this off, I actually had it sitting upside down and draining onto a little piece of plastic wrapper in order for me to be able to manage a second coat on the nails that I have right now. So this is empty. It's a pretty nail polish. It looks browner on camera for some reason, but it's like a metallic purple in real life. So this is now gone. I am thrilled about having another nail polish empty. Those are very difficult to achieve, but this one is done. 50 Shades of Yellow and Gold. I picked a gold thing. This is a Cynthia Rowley eyeliner. There's no shade name, but it is gold. I'm trying to use this 15 times. At the last update, I had 8 uses. I've used it 3 more times, giving me a total of 11. So I have 4 to go. I might be able to hit that for next update. We'll see if I manage to pull it off. It is kind of drier, but it still works. It has shimmer to it, so I don't put it on my waterline. I think it's the shimmer that makes this irritate my eyes. But if I put it on either of my lash lines, it's fine. I just can't put it in the waterline. So I have 4 uses to go. We'll see if I can pull it off. Next is the Ancient Mythos Project Pan. The first year was themed around Greek mythology, and that's where this prompt came from. The prompt that I was working on is Achilles, and that is something that is your Achilles heel or your weakness. And so this is a mini, or it was. This was a mini primer that I got as a gift with purchase. My weakness is gifts with purchase because I like the free things, and I spend more money to get the free things, which means they're not really free. But this is now empty. It was a pore filling primer, and it was good. I liked it. I wouldn't seek it out. It wasn't that amazing, but I did enjoy using it, and now it is gone. The next project is Another Pan Bites the Dust. That project is themed around Queen songs. I randomized one of the songs and I got Bohemian Rhapsody. Is this the real life? Is it just fantasy? Bohemian Rhapsody is a product that takes a long time to finish because it is a long song. This is the NYX Glitter Primer. I am trying to finish this. Eye primer takes a very long time to finish. I've used it 12 times in the last month. It is still going. There's also air in there, so like it looks like it's right there, but it's a little bit lower. I have no idea how large the air pocket is in here, but still working on it. I still like the product. I would probably repurchase it again once this one is done, but it's still in the project, and since I still have it, I don't need a new one. The next project we haven't talked about in a while, and that is Child of the 80s, and that of course is themed around the 80s. I randomized a prompt and I got Mullet, which is a favorite hair product, and I picked a shampoo. This is the Way Detox shampoo. It's just a 1 ounce sample size. I used it twice previously. I used it one more time over the last month. That purple mark was actually from 2 uses ago, and it didn't go down enough to make another mark. So from there to there is 2 uses. Hopefully I'll be able to finish this. I finished one of these in less than a year before, so I can do it. I just haven't been using it all that often. So we'll see if I can keep going with this. I do like it. It does really clean your hair. You don't need a whole lot of it to accomplish that. It's not the type of shampoo that I would use all the time. Just when I feel like I have buildup on my scalp, this clears it all off. So this is still in the project. The next project is ColourPan, and that is themed around ColourPop products. I only own one. This is the ColourPop Cherish eyeshadow palette, pressed powder palette. One of the shades in here is not technically approved for eye use, which is why it's called a pressed powder palette. My goal is to use this palette 30 times, any combination of shades. At the last update, I had 2 uses. I've used it 5 more times for a total of 7. That leaves me with 23 to go. I used this shade on the end, Destiny, 4 times. This shade called Adore twice. This shade called Faith. This is the one that's not FDA approved. I used 3 times. This one's called Precious. I used that 3 times. This one is called Forever, and I used that one 5 times. So that's how that worked out this month. I like these colors more than I thought I would. Reds aren't my go-to, but I am using them, and I'm glad I bought this palette. I bought it because I wanted to experiment with reds, so I wanted something inexpensive because I didn't know if I would like it or not. I also didn't want a whole lot of them, and this really has fit the bill. I don't regret anything. I'm sorry about the glare, but I can't open this because Destiny is very fragile, and if I opened it, it would all fall out, and I don't want to do that. But I still have 23 uses to go. The next project is Disney Princess Roulette. It listed all of the Disney princesses, and each one had 2 colors associated with them, typically the colors of their clothing. The princess that I randomized was Ariel, and hers were teal and purple. I picked a purple item. This is my Lilo and Stitch Ohana palette. And on the end is the shade Nani, which is a shimmery purple. At the last update, I had 14 of my 15 uses, and I did get the last one. So Nani is a goal met, which means that Disney Princess Roulette rolls out. I do like that shade. That is one of my favorite shades in the palette, partially because purple is my favorite color, but also that's just a nice purple, and that one performs well. So I am very glad I got to use it more. Someday I hope to finish that shade, but that'll be a while yet. The next project is the Happy Hour Project Pan. It is themed around adult beverages. I randomized a prompt, and the prompt that I got was Happy Hour, which is an item that you got on sale. This was the Tree Hut Ocean Glow Moisturizing Shave Oil, and it is gone. My goal was to finish it. Now it is. I had 21 uses at the last update. I used it 4 more times, giving me 25, and that's the end. I do really like the Tree Hut shave oils. I do intend to buy another one of these. I am without a shave oil or shaving product of any kind right now, and so I'll go buy one very soon, I am sure. I am, in the meantime, happy to celebrate my empty, even if I am just going to replace it. The next project is I Heart the 90s, which of course is themed around the 90s. The prompt that I randomized is Beanie Babies, and so that is something that reminds you of your favorite Beanie Baby. My favorite Beanie Baby was Fleece the Lamb. That's why I kept her. And I think the reason I liked her so much is because of her texture. Most of her body is meant to mimic wool, so it's like a thicker, fluffier texture. I like sleeping with her, so I picked something to make my hair fluffy. This is the Halle Fluffy G Foamy Glazy Hair Gloss. My goal is to finish this. I previously had 3 uses. I used it one more time for a total of 4. It is not gone yet. The instructions on here actually say to use all of it in one go. I didn't do that. I use enough to saturate my hair, and then I let it sit like it says, and then I rinse it out. It does work that way just fine. It is a little bit of a pain to use, because even the way I'm using it, when I'm not using the whole bottle, it takes a dozen or more pumps. It comes out as a foam, you don't get a whole lot at a time, so it is kind of annoying to sit there and pump it so many times. So I don't know if I would buy it or not. I don't know if it works that way in the full size packaging or not. This is a sample size, so maybe the full size is easier to use. I don't know. but this is still in the project for now. It's Panning Cats and Dogs is themed around our pets. I randomized the prompt Best of Breed, which is the one where I tell you about my pet. His name is Linus. He is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, and he scared me earlier this month. He's 11 years old now. He has a heart condition. Most of his breed does. And so I was really alarmed a couple of weeks ago when he was laying on the floor and he was kind of in an upright position, like a sphinx style laying, and he made this yelping noise that I've never heard him make before and flopped over on his side. And then he was unresponsive for a period of about 8 seconds. I was petting him, I was talking to him, and he didn't move until he suddenly just sat right back up and he was panting. So it is believed that that was probably a seizure. The heart condition that is common within Linus's breed is called mitral valve disease, and there's a deformity in the heart that kind of causes some of the blood to, instead of pumping out of the heart, it flows back into it. And over time, that causes the heart to become enlarged. So isn't it such a dog thing to have the problem of too big of a heart? But that's what's going on. Linus's heart is enlarged. They think his seizure was caused by oxygen deprivation to his brain. He was diagnosed with a heart murmur when he was 7, so it's been a few years since then, and it has gotten a bit worse. I am now sometimes able to hear it from a couple of feet away. And what they think is going on there is that his heart is not filling up all of the way. His heart doesn't fill all the way, which means it's not pumping effectively, and his brain did not get enough oxygen, is what they think happened. So they prescribed him another medication. He's now going to be on 2 medications, and hopefully that lines things out. He has not had another seizure since. And this was just near the beginning of January, and I had spent from December 24th through January 5th at home. So we were together like 95% of the time, and I am certain he did not have a seizure in that time. So this is new. I am hoping that doesn't happen again, but as you heard, he was playing with a plastic bag earlier, so he feels fine now. But for Linus, since he has eyebrows with his color pattern, this is a brow product. It's the Brow Bar Brow Definer in the shade Cinnamon Spice. I am trying to finish this. I am wearing it today for the 11th time this month. I have made progress. It's very fine. There it is, all the way rolled up. I'm getting there. This was definitely longer. It's still long enough that I don't feel comfortable leaving it up because I'm afraid that I will break it, but this is still in the project and I'll keep using it. It looks better on camera than it does in person. This is kind of too light and too warm for me, and so in person it's more obvious that it doesn't really match my brows, but in camera you can't tell so much. Nightmare Before Christmas was a project in which you picked items that were related to Christmas and Halloween. I went with a Christmas item. This was a full sheet of nail stickers. All I have left is that strip right there. I previously had 5 uses. I did 4 more manicures with this. That's all that's left, so the next time I do my nails, that'll be gone. But I was thinking, since it looks lacy with little gold dots, it kind of looks like Valentine's Day, so I might use it around Valentine's Day. Either way, it'll be gone for the February update. They work fine. The stickers themselves are kind of thick, so they don't necessarily stay on all that well, but I'll tolerate for the holiday season. Next was Nightmare on Panning Street, and that is themed around scary movies. The one that I randomized was A Nightmare on Elm Street. That movie is represented by something that you have to cut to open or use. What I picked was a Spongel body sponge. This was in the scent Peace Lychee Ice. I used it an additional 4 times. I had 7 uses as of last month, and it's done. Whenever I get it wet, it doesn't lather enough to really clean me anymore, even though it does still smell kind of like the scent that it had. It's finished. I don't particularly care for these because whenever you first start using them, it's almost like trying to shower with a rock. They are too hard and too rough for me. Some people really like them. I'm not one of them, so I won't miss it and I won't replace it. Same Pan Last Year is themed around holidays, and the one that I randomized was Latin Heritage Month. That one is a Hispanic-owned brand. This is the Nuco Super Thick Conditioner. My goal is to finish this. I went from that black line to that black line. I used it 6 times over the last month, and so at that rate, 2, maybe 3 more months to finish this. It's an okay conditioner. I don't like it enough to be willing to repurchase it, but it's fine. That 70s pan is themed around the 70s, and the prompt that I randomized is the Jeffersons. That prompt is something from a Black-owned brand. This is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Heat in the shade Lemon Lava. My goal is to use this 30 times. At the last update, I had 24 uses, and I used it 3 more times, giving me 27. So I have 3 to go. I am certain that I will get another 3 uses in the next month, so this should be a rollout for next time. It just looks really glossy on the lips. It doesn't really look yellow or gold whenever you wear it. I do enjoy this. I also have a red one of the same formula, and I wear this one more often than that. So I think it's just a matter of I don't like the other color quite as much. This is still in the project, but not for much longer. That's Expensive is for panning expensive things, and I picked my most expensive foundation. This is the Lancome Tint Me Dull Ultra Wear in the shade 115C. My goal was to finish it. The last update, I had 20 uses in this project. A lot of these lines are from a previous project. I used it 3 more times and it is done. I pumped as much out of it as I could, and then when I couldn't pump anything else out in it, I let it drain into a Franken skin tint that I had. But this is completely finished now, and I am thrilled to have finished off this foundation. That's So 2000 is, of course, themed around the knots. The prompt that I randomized is Bratz dolls, and that is something that exaggerates your features. This is the Lancome Base Day Mascara. It is meant to prime your lashes, making them longer before you apply mascara. And I'm only using this every once in a while. I've gotten another 4 uses on it. Still works fine. It does lengthen. I personally wouldn't buy this product because I don't think I need it personally, and I can't wear it at work because then my lashes are too long for safety glasses. So I'm using it whenever I know that I'm not going to be wearing any eyewear. This is still in the project. If you were counting, that was 6 rollouts. The first is this nail polish that I had in for 50 Shades of Purple, and that is finished. The second one was the primer sample that I had in for the Ancient Mythos project and the Prompt Achilles, and that is done now. For Disney Princess Brulette, I got my last use on the shade Nani for Princess Ariel. For the Project Happy Hour, I finished off this Tree Hut Ocean Glow Shave Oil, also for the Prompt Happy Hour. For Nightmare on Panning Street, I had the prompt A Nightmare on Elm Street, and I finished off the Spongile in Peace Lychee Ice, since there is no longer any soap that I can get out of this. And lastly, for That's Expensive, I finished off the Lancome Foundation, and that's empty. So that takes me from 22 to 16 projects left in this project. This is the 6-month mark, so that is halfway through, and having finished 14 of the 30, that brings me really close to halfway, so I am happy about that. For next time, I think I should get at least 2 more. I should finish off these nail stickers finally for Nightmare Before Christmas, and also I should certainly get my last 3 uses on this Gloss Bomb Heat in here for that 70s pan. So wish me luck, good luck with your projects, and I will see you next month. Bye!